Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a movie called Brightburn, which released in 2019. If you don't know the movie of the story of Brightburn, it's basically a what-if movie of what if Superman was a bad guy. And I'm just going to say, like and subscribe please for more of these kinds of videos. Anyways, let's get into my review of this film. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is how I feel about the actors that are in this movie. And I just want to say, many of the characters did not get much to do in the screen time they had in the movie. The only ones that did have the most character development, the most screen time that any character in Brightburn was the parents and Brightburn itself. So, and these were some great castings to this film at the time. So, I don't see anybody like this, the people who played Superman's parents were like old, but in this one they look around like their middle ages. They just wanted to have a kid, and then the little baby came from another planet, and he became a little monster after that. So it was a pretty good acting chance for the whole film, at least until the end, to credits roll. Okay, so that's all I have to say about the actors right now. And okay, let me get into the way the way Brandon Breyer's costume is. And let's just say, I don't really like the costume, but I gotta admit, the mask was cool and the cape, but I think it looks better on him when he has his laser eyes, when he's just not going angry or going animalistic. It just looks like something roughly put together. I shouldn't say that myself. I used to do the same thing with old like raggedy towels, so I can't really judge him for that. Okay, but the symbol that Brandon Breyer uses, like as a little calling card for his murders, called Brightburn, is kind of weird. Like compared to the Superman symbol represents hope, but Brandon Breyer's looks like it meant death. So that's a complete comparison. The only reason this movie got made and why it wasn't suing is because of parody law. And they were basically using the same story as Superman, but they were not using the same story really as much. Like they're doing their own thing with the superpower and everything. So that's why they had to got away with this movie. So that's all you need to know how this movie got made and how I feel about the Brightburn costume. Alright, so let me get into the visual of this movie. The visual, with the whole superpower, the CGI, whatever you want to call it. I think it was pretty good for what it was. And if you already seen this movie, you can tell like a lot of the CGI is amazing for a comic book horror movie. And this was produced by James Gunn, the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he did a pretty good job with the visuals, like the way Brightburn laser ride is like his dad like brains out, and there's one time where you see a woman get a glass out of her eye, and then you see Brightburn just going right at her and basically killing her off screen. Or there's one scene where he picked his mom up and dropped him all the way from the sky and just let her follow her to her death. I think all the visuals in this movie were pretty good, and not really much CGI. There was probably some practical effects when the guy's jaw was getting ripped off. I think it was actually a pretty good, for visually stunning. Okay, and let me get into the kills in this movie, because I think the kills there was like little less killing, but it was when the kills actually do happen, I think it's such entertaining and basically carnage candy, and I just loved every single second you see. Like these police officers getting mushed together. You see him like Brightburn really destroy an airplane. Like 250 people died, which he said in the news report, which is pretty cool, pretty dark and like horrifying. But if this guy was actually real, how much of a threat he'll be to the world if he was real, which I'm kind of glad Brightburn is not real. So that's what I don't like about it. But the ending, okay, let me get into the ending of this movie. Okay, the ending of this movie, I did not like. It was so stereotypical and like literally he just destroyed the world. That was pretty much it. I did not like it. Like, it was pretty cool how he became the big threat, like, to the world. Like, he seemed in the little credits, like, him destroying stuff, basically becoming, like, the evil god of Earth. And it was pretty interesting for what it was going for, but I think it didn't deliver as much because of how short the movie was. Alright, let me get into the credits of this movie, because there are some things in the credits that could have set it up a sequel, but it looks like it was never going to happen. Because in the credit scene of this movie, you see a man on a little news report talking about like evil monsters that are just like Superman. Like if you want to get more specific, it's basically trying to like set up evil Justice League. Okay, like let me get into the characters they reference because of parody law, so they can't see the actual names. They talked about a half man, half fish in the ocean seas, which is pretty much basically Aquaman they're trying to parody. And there's this like evil ghost lady who like strangles people with a rope to death, which is gonna be Wonder Woman. They talked about a man so fast that he can't see. That's obviously a nod to the Flash. And the one I actually was most interested in the most was a half man, half bat, which is obviously a reference to Batman. And now with Brightburn in the world, it's probably gonna be all hell on earth. So yeah, if I had to rate this movie, because let me just say this: it's been 4 years since I saw this movie, and I just saw it recently. So I decided to go do a little review on this classic movie and see what I think about it 4 years later, if I still like it, if I still hate it. So I just want to say, I think this is a good blend of superheroes and horror movies, because if I have to rate them right now, I give it around a 6 out of 10. Like, it's not a great movie, it's not a bad movie, it's still a good film. The visuals are amazing, the kills are awesome, all of that's pretty cool. So if I have to rate this right now, I give it around a 6 out of 10. So, and before I end today's video, I just want to say, this kind of video, I just made this video to let y'all know, usually some Fridays, I'm going to be posting different videos, going to be called Flashback Fridays, where I'm going to talk nothing but classics, see if they still hold up, see if they're bad, see how I feel about these films. Think about all my previous videos on Back to the Future, on my grown-ups. I'm going to be doing those on Fridays. So, anyways, I'm Carson. Thank you for watching. See you next time!